What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about if we're going to get the Starfield release date at E3 2021. So another E3 video, and this one's going to be a little bit different because instead of saying, will the game be there? A lot of the videos I've made predicting E3, talking about E3 so far, and I've done many of them, by the way, have been, will this game show up? This game, I think, is a guarantee. If it doesn't show up, there's an issue. Hit the panic button. Probably run around your room naked. Do whatever you want to do to signal that something is going on, and somebody will hopefully come to your rescue. But this game really should be at E3. We've heard countless times through rumors and leaks for sure, but we still heard it that E3 for Microsoft, for Xbox, is going to be pretty dominated by Bethesda, that they're going to have quite a bit to show here, and as well as, I guess, Halo Infinite and probably a couple other things, but Bethesda will be the really big thing. And really, when you look at Bethesda, a lot of their stuff is still years away. Years and years and years, and you can probably keep going from there. But Starfield, very, very close. Now, it enters the age-old debate of, will Starfield release this year, or will it release next year, right? Literally, nobody knows. Nobody. Jason Schreier doesn't know. Jeff Grubb doesn't know. People can have their opinions. Jason Schreier actually doesn't think it'll come out. I think Jeff Grubb or some other people thinks it will. So everybody's got different opinions. But last I personally saw, so I've been trying to keep up on this through the rumor mill. Last I saw, I think somebody talked about how Microsoft has purchased ads for Starfield to kind of air right after E3 in the summer and going into the fall, and that you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't be purchasing ads to, show the game like that unless the game's releasing. So maybe that hints that Microsoft feels pretty confident that the game can release this fall. So again, the question is, Starfield at E3, answer is yes, right? I think Starfield will 100% be there. I think we would see another trailer. I think we would see gameplay. It's the time. And I think when you say, like, Bethesda would really be there and would really crush it, or it'd be like the big thing, Starfield is 100% a candidate. And we've talked about this before for games like, do you show a trailer? Do you show a gameplay demonstration? Do you show both? Which one, right? There's kind of those three options. And I guess you can mix and match a little bit of it. I think this is a perfect example of a game that you would do a new trailer, and the new trailer would probably have the release date at the end, if you're going to do that. You'd have, like, your presentation of the game, like, literally, somebody talking, Todd Howard does it, for the Elder Scrolls and Fallout stuff, comes out, talks about it, right, goes through some details, maybe lies to you depending on which game it is, and I'm taking a jab there, but, maybe lies to you depending on which game it is, and you go from there. So that's what I personally expect to see from Starfield, is kind of the whole package. The presentation, the talking about how big of a scope it is, if it really is like, some people have talked about, like a Fallout or Skyrim in space, basically, like a sci-fi kind of huge game. That would be the talking points. You see a trailer for it. Maybe that's first, maybe that's last. I actually feel like maybe the gameplay would be first. You show a trailer, and then at the end of the trailer, hopefully, is a release date. Now, I'm going to stop myself really quickly just to remind you guys that if you do like this stuff, and I'm going to be covering loads of stuff for E3, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turn on, and give this video a like, and we're going to jump right back in. Specifically for the release date, here's the deal. Here's what I think. We're at a point where I do think it's close. Like, even if the game doesn't come out in the fall, I do think the game probably then would come out in the spring. Like, it would come out very soon. It's kind of, it's almost the same thing I think of, like, with Horizon. I'm almost, at this point, I'm very 50-50 going into the fall expecting Horizon or not, right? If Horizon's not in the fall, I don't expect it to come out like a full year later. I don't think we would be at that point. I really think Sony would want to get that thing out as quickly as possible. Not that they are known to rush developers, because they're not, and neither is Microsoft for the most part, but I do think that the game would probably try to come out then in the spring, right? Which is the same thing I think for Starfield. I think it's probably just best for everybody to not expect any game to come out in the fall, and then that way, if any game does, then we're all, like, very impressed by it almost. But if it doesn't come out in the fall, I do think this is like a February, March game. You know what I mean? And with that being said, I think a release date makes sense to put it there. Like, if it gets delayed from a release date, sure, it's not going to look... I mean, again, like, factually, people are disappointed when there's delays. There's nothing wrong. I made a video about Lego Star Wars. I just recorded that before this one. I said the same thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with people being upset with delays. There's become this kind of stigma from these mainly, like, blue checkmark people, where it's like, you can't be disappointed with delays. Like, you have to be okay with it. I don't think you have to be okay with it. I think you should respect a delay in the fact that they're trying to give you the best product, and it's going to take time, right? And that if it takes more time than expected, yeah, that sucks. And again, that's the part where it's like I don't agree with people saying, oh, you can't be mad. You can be disappointed. If Starfield doesn't come out in the fall and you thought it was going to, or they said that, they said it's coming out in the fall and they delay it, yeah, I think you have every right to be disappointed or to even be mad or to cancel the pre-order. I think that's 100% your right. It's your money. It's the product. It's their product that you're buying. You're helping them, right? So it's up to us. But I know that kind of went on a tangent, but I would still say, with that in mind, with knowing that people are very passionate about Starfield and that people would be upset if it gets delayed, I still think you probably should just do it. Like, if you're confident enough, if this is true, if Microsoft did purchase ads for it, if you're that confident, you gotta give the release date. You gotta say October 16th. Just give the, whatever date it is, give the date. And if it doesn't reach that date, fine. Then people are just gonna have to. People again will have to, in a way, get over it. And again, I don't say that in a malicious way. They can be mad, but like you have to move on eventually, and then you either get the game or you don't get the game. So I'm hoping for a release date. I think that if it's not in 2021, like if they're planning for 2022, maybe they could say like spring 2022. That's definitely something. They could give a month. Months are not as common as, like, I'll sometimes say that. I'll throw that in a video, like, oh, they could give like a month. It's not very common that developers do that. Normally it's sections of the year. So fall, spring, winter, summer. It's that. Or it's literally a release date. Or it's just a year, 2022, 2021. So there's only, for the most part, that's pretty much what they do. So I would assume they're either going to say, they could even say holiday. Holiday normally means like November, and that's pretty much it. November, December, like very early December. So there's a couple different things they can say. But honestly, I think we're at that point. I really, really do. If they show up big, they show a trailer, they show gameplay, and they don't show a release date, well, number one, I don't think the game would be coming out in the fall. And number two, I would kind of question it, where it's like, just, that means it's 2022. Just tell us where you're thinking. Where we want to do it for spring, or we're hoping for spring 2022, then just say it. You know what I mean? But we'll have to see. It's definitely exciting. I want to see the game just as much as anybody else. So let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think that it'll be there? What do you think they will show from the game in terms of gameplay and trailers and stuff like that? And then do you think we get a release date? And if we do, which release date do you think we get? Let me know. Again, I'm going to be covering E3 loads. I've already been doing it for several weeks now, and I'm having a blast with it. So I'm going to be doing many more videos leading into E3, and then when E3 happens, when Microsoft's conference happens, I guess specifically for this video's purpose, I'll be covering it. So loads of content coming. Again, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on so you see when all these videos go up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.